So Joel Sal here with details, and today we're going to talk maintenance. As we promised, we're going to be answering your maintenance questions, concerns, hopefully get some of these issues straightened out with your maintenance clients that you're having and problems that we're kind of seeing throughout the industry. We've been working with maintenance clients for some time, trying to tweak our system, and hopefully we can give some good feedback to help you guys not only maximize your time, but your earning potential. We made a video last week pretty much requesting your guys' questions that you have concerning maintenance, and we're going to answer them today.
As always, first from Puerto Rico, Humberto. Humberto asks, how are you splitting your maintenance program? How do you split also between exteriors, since some might be coated or waxed or sealed? Do you have a package for maintenance divided between small, mid-sized, large vehicles? He asked more than one question.
Okay. All right. Okay. So what else is in there? So then we'll break down just a generalization for you guys.
How does it cover for interiors and exteriors, or both? That's pretty much it.
Okay. So basically, Humberto's just asking, okay, how is it broken down? What's the time frame?
I want to say Humberto asking the questions that we ask our clients before we start. So all these questions that he's asking is something that you need to take the lead on with those maintenance clients before they become a maintenance client.
A lot of guys assume that, a ceramic coating is the top level service. In our business, the top level service, like the highest level service, is going to be our maintenance, because we're literally giving them the most time throughout the year. We're giving them the best value because their car is staying in pristine condition. They're keeping their vehicle pretty much in as highest level of conditioning it could be in. So when they sell that car, when they want to return that car, when they get in their car every week, every 2 weeks, every month, it's like a reset every month. So we're communicating with this client on a weekly, monthly, quarterly basis, whatever the terms are. And then we're also building rapport at the same time with this client. You're spending a lot of time with these clients. So when we talk about high level detailing, there's high level services, there's high price point, high ticket items, there's different levels of service, but when it comes to the highest level of service that we provide, because of the time, the rapport building, the communication, and the repetition and the upkeep of the vehicle, this is our highest level service. So we treat it as such.
Highest level service and our highest lead generator.
We usually offer it as a monthly service. If they need it more than that, then we kind of adjust to the client's needs. But as far as pricing, that's all going to be dependent on the size of the vehicle, the condition of the vehicle. Do they have children in the vehicle? Are these retired folks? Is it for the whole family? We have some clients where
just one car, when they got 4 cars all together, we just do one.
Yeah. Most of our clients do a monthly, but again, we're flexible with their needs. As I said, price point, that's based on size and condition. And then even if the car is new, we still have to do the first initial detail to reset that vehicle to the point where we're now going to be maintaining it at that level. We don't have anything on our menu that's going to state maintenance type of detailing. A lot of guys have a service on their menu, and it's called a maintenance detail or a mini detail. A maintenance, by definition for us, for details, is a client that we have rapport with, that we do their car on a frequent basis. We're talking a monthly or shorter. So so if you're not a client that's getting your vehicle done monthly, then you're not considered a maintenance client, or you don't qualify for a maintenance type of detail. We have details for vehicles that are on the cleaner side, but those are often negotiated with pricing at the time of, inquiry for our services. But we don't go into a maintenance detail, or we don't title it a maintenance detail for them. Today we're talking specifically the ongoing maintenance detailing.
So a lot of the questions people were asking are about pricing. How did we price it? So we're going to answer those questions throughout. Humberto, so I hope we answered your question, man. There's you asked a lot of questions in there.
Good questions, Humberto, and I'm sure we'll cover all of them through everybody else's because you hit some good points.
And to hit on that, if there's pets, if there's kids, if it's dirty and other, that's something that you got to communicate with the client on what the expectation is on both sides. Obviously, you don't want to go into a disaster once a month. That's probably not a good client for maintenance for a maintenance service.
Yeah.
So we ask those questions, we get the answers, and then we decide whether or not we're going to have this.
If we're going to take it on, we don't take on every client that inquires about the maintenance service. We're not taking them on. That's at our choosing. That's at our discretion. We offer only our maintenance clients to the clients that we want to have a business relationship with. And I think that's a very important part of the maintenance because a lot of people don't do that. They have clients who inquire, oh, do you guys have a maintenance program? Or can you come and do it every 2 weeks? And they're, oh yeah, because they're assuming, oh, it's going to be frequent money. It's going to be good, but they could be terrible at communication.
And there's cons to the frequent money too. We'll get into later.
It could be a client who's constantly going on trips. It could be a client that travels for work, so they're never home. It could be a client that has a certain type of vehicle that's always in the shop. It could be a client that always has their pets with them. You know, it could be a client who always allows their kids to eat in the car to where now your monthly maintenance detailing is taking you like 2 hours, 3 hours. So all of that needs to be kind of taken care of in the forefront. We talk a lot about controlling your business. This is probably the biggest area I see a lot of guys, besides the financial part of the business. This is probably the number 2 area in their business that they don't control. That's really costing them a lot of time and money.
My man, hope I'm saying this right. Santa. Okay, so he also asked about the pricing, just like Humberto. And he said, how long does it typically take you guys to complete a maintenance wash?
So that's going to be dependent on the size and the condition of the vehicle, how often it's driven, if it's garage kept. Is it well maintained? Are they getting washes between the time that we come? We have clients that have, the mister or whatever the car washes, they go through that, but they just have us come and detail and we don't care. Some guys are like, oh, why are you going to drive it? We don't care. We let our clients know up front, hey, if you are going to be driving through those, just know it's basically going to be reversing the exterior work that we're doing. It's going to be pulling off the protection. You're going to be getting swirl marks, all this stuff, but that's really not our business. We're going in there to do the part that we've agreed to and we've negotiated on, and we're going to take care of our part. If we're just doing a wash and wax every month on top of them getting their washes, weekly through a drive-through car wash, that's on them. But as far as price-wise, it's all going to depend. Do they have multiple cars that we're doing at the same location? Is it a lifted truck? Is it an AMG or
high performance brakes?
Is it a Bentley? Is it something that's going to take a long time, that's kicking out a bunch of brake dust? Is it a Honda, is it one of the Honda EX packages where it has cloth seats? So all of these are going to determine how long it's going to take for you to do a vehicle. Once we have built a rapport with the client for more than about 6 months to a year, usually we fully protect those vehicles. And this cuts down on the time drastically. And we don't do it for everybody, but if it's somebody we know they're going to stick around for a long time, and they're really dependent on our services every month, and they're just somebody that's a pleasure to work with, we want to make sure we're in and out and we're being as convenient as possible for them. And we're not taking up time in our schedule to do these cars. Sometimes, a black Escalade, what would you say? We have a couple of Escalades, and that's probably the biggest cars that we do on our maintenance.
So the average time for a sedan coupe is around 35 minutes to 45 minutes. Anything bigger, we're talking about 45 minutes to an hour. Very rarely do we go over an hour. That's usually when we're doing something extra. We're we're shooting, we're communicating with the client. We're just what's the word?
Just really just
making small talk,
touching
business
base.
talk. Yeah.
Like a lot of our clients come out, they're happy to see us. They might bring us out food. They might want to talk for a little bit. Maybe they went on a trip. Maybe there's business. We talk a lot of business sometimes with some of these clients. So we can, sometimes we talk about cars. Maybe they have a custom car that we work on also. So there's a lot of rapport is built around the relationships that we have with our clients when it comes to maintenance. And that's a real important part of maintenance that a lot of guys kind of fall off with. They're like, oh, well, maintenance is costing me money or it's too much time.
It can.
They're
not lying.
Oh, it can. And I see a lot of guys, they put that money to the side because there is other opportunities that are coming their way. But for us, if you can control that, keep that time to a minimum that you're working on those vehicles, there's a huge opportunity for rapport building there. There's a huge opportunity for you to get involved in whatever community that you're working in, because sometimes the location is extremely important where you're working at. So you have to drive 20 minutes to get to a maintenance client, but they're in a prime location. Everything is on point. They're a great client. Why would you want to lose that easy money? And there's some clients that we have, and to answer the question too, those prices range, man. Some of them range. There's some where we haven't raised the prices in like 2-3 years, and simply because it's so easy, we're like, there's no way. I don't want to lose this client.
Yeah, so we got a Silverado 1500 truck lifted. We take 40 minutes to detail that car, interior and exterior.
Yeah.
That truck is easy, it's fast, it's protected to the max, no hiccups every time. That's like one of the few things that we could know, okay, we're running short on time, okay, we could catch up here.
Yeah, we want every detail to be like that one for our maintenance. So we alter the conditions to make it work with us, whether that's our schedule, whether that's a protection on the vehicle, whether that's the type of wash we're doing on the car, whether it be rinseless, touchless, or contact wash. All of those things are going to be variables as well. If it's post rain, like this past month, like we took a little bit longer on a lot of these vehicles because there was a lot of heavy grime built up. We got these last heavy rains for the year pretty much. So of course that's going to take a little bit more time, but we have a system for that. We're hitting them all with acid and alkaline, heavy pre-washes before to kind of cut down on the time. So there's different tactics. So we would say it's safe to say anywhere between 35 minutes to an hour and a half at worst. You really don't want to be going past your hourly rate unless you're charging accordingly. But depending on where you're at, we have I think we still have some clients that are like $65 on there. And then we have some that are like $135, $150. We usually don't go over that dollar amount because it's such a quick job. And a lot of those, a lot of those price points that are like in the $100 to $125 range, a lot of those have multiple cars. So if we're going to one location, there's very few locations that we have where we're just doing one car. And if we are doing one car, they're usually we schedule them to where we have a day in each town. So we have a day where we're in Tracy. We have a day where we're in Manteca. We have a day where we're in Ripon. And we do all the maintenance cars on those days. So those days, we're maybe doing 4 or 5 cars. It's taking us 4.5 hours, but we're still making as much as we would on a full detail. So you have to schedule your time. Your time management has to be on point. Your customer service, your communication, as always. And this is going to help you with all your efficiencies. And it's not going to take up a day. It's not going to take up a separate day in your calendar throughout the month. That's going to interfere.
This is from Ortega's Top Details. He also asked about the price, so I think we covered that. It's going to vary.
Yeah, and that's going to vary.
Vehicle, town, all
where
that.
you're
You decide
at,
that, but those are things that you need to think about when you're addressing the clients.
Yeah.
Okay, he asked how to lock in more maintenance clients the majority of the time they look for a deep clean once every month or two. Another question would be if you have to change your strategy of detailing faster on maintenance cars to make more money.
That
No questions, but we'll try to get
Yeah.
it. Okay, so the first one is how to lock in more maintenance clients the majority of the time.
look good. Just look good while you're working.
Maintenance clients. You're touching these cars and being seen in these neighborhoods more often than any other place you go.
Yeah.
So you're already on record repetition.
Yeah.
That's going to lock in if you're looking for more maintenance clients. Is you're going to have to sell it every time. You're there. The clients see you every time. The neighbors see you every time. You're part of that community, whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
So you got to keep your game tight. And the conversations you're having with your clients needs to be top notch at all times. Because again, you're seeing them all the time.
Yeah. And you never know who's watching. You know, we have a couple clients that were neighbors of existing maintenance clients that watched us for a long time. Then they watch our process. They watch how we work. They watch, how organized we are. They watch how clean we look. They watch how they pay attention to the language that we're using as we're working. They're seeing our methods of everything. And that attracted them to us because they would see other people and they're kind of critiquing you as you're doing your job. Trying to, it's pretty much just like an interview. They're watching you saying, okay, do I want these people coming to my home? Do I want these people working on my vehicle? And that's easy, that's easy way to build clientele. So don't look at these maintenance clients as, oh, it's just a maintenance client. It's a low price point opportunity or it's a low price point job that's taking time out of my schedule. It's like, we don't look at it like that. We look at it as, okay, we're going into another neighborhood. We're here every week, every month, every 2 months, every quarter, whatever. Over here, if there's a neighbor walking by, we're saying hello. If somebody stops for a card, we're talking about, we're letting them know we're here every month. So if they live close by, we can schedule it to where this time works for them.
That's where your leads are coming from.
Yes.
That's majority.
That's exposure.
That's 90% of our leads are from our maintenance clients, either from word of mouth from our maintenance clients or being in the vicinity of the neighborhood, them seeing us so frequently.
Yeah, it's exposure. And if you're doing your job right, maintenance becomes a chain reaction. We have at least 4 or 5 siblings. You have 4 or 5 clients that have siblings that we're working for currently. So we're doing the sister, the brother-in-law. We're doing the friend, the brother, the dad. There's a lot of clients that branch out from a lot of other clients within our maintenance that we started. Maybe we started with just one, the father. Now we're doing the sister, the daughter, the son. So the maintenance kid can branch out pretty quickly if you're doing it right.
John G753, he also asked about the packaging for pricing. Do we charge accordingly through the size of vehicle? All those, yes. All those make a difference.
And the pricing that we said also, guys, there's some guys that charge, $200 for maintenance, but at that point, if it's going to go anything out of our maintenance price range, that means that, okay, maybe they went to Disneyland or maybe they went to Las Vegas or, and I'm quick to let a client know, hey, this is a bit more than usual.
Right.
So it's going to take a little bit more time.
Let's talk about that. So I would assume a lot of detailers, they're fixed in at $100 a month maintenance. That's reoccurring. But this vehicle, you show up this time, there's dog hair, there's everywhere. They may be
they went to the beach.
They may be a little bit intimidated to say, hey, it's not your normal $100. It's 120, 150.
And
talk about what the conversation you have with the client.
And this needs to be part of the rapport building from day one. The more you're communicating with the client, the more that they understand the service that you're doing for them. We let our clients know we're gonna get this vehicle reset back to its maximum potential condition, and we're gonna maintain it at that condition based off of the time allocation that we're giving the vehicle, which is less than an hour. If it extends out of that for any reason, say if you have hard water spots, you parked in, somewhere, you have pet hair in the vehicle, you went to the snow, all of that needs to be communicated beforehand. If there's any additional work we need to do outside of our standard maintenance, there will be an additional charge. And it doesn't have to be a lot of money. Just charge accordingly. If it's going to take you an extra half hour, you could say anything from, it's going to be extra $25 or it's going to be extra $50, extra $100, whatever it is, that's going to suffice for you. But that's all going to be dependent on your process also. This is when no is okay to come into the picture.
Yeah.
It's okay to say no. If a client's like, hey, we did this, but do you think you can give me a polish today or whatever? And also, we let our clients know that we've only allocated X amount of time for your vehicle.
Right.
Because on our maintenance days, we usually have 3 or 4 maintenance days out of the entire month. So out of those 3 or 4 maintenance days, that's thousands of dollars that's of revenue being generated, but that's only being generated because our time management is on point. So if anything puts us behind, now it's costing us money all the way down the line. Right. So we want to make sure that you're communicating to your client, we're going to do everything within 1 hour to get this vehicle back into its normal state, back to its state to where we did that first original detail.
Okay, what does a monthly maintenance service consist of? Usually these cars are kept. If you did the interview right and you hired and you got the client in for the maintenance.
And you chose the right type of client, you should be choosing the type of clients that you want to work for, period.
My man asked us a great segue question at the end, but our service consists of windows, exterior, interior, carpet, vacuum as needed, blowout, wipe down. Sometimes we bring up the steam.
Pretty much we're going through everything that we would do in a normal detail, but obviously this car's well maintained, so there's a lot of things that the time is cut down drastically. Right. We may not even have to go into these cars with any type of interior cleaner. It may just be a dusting, and we may not even have to vacuum. It may just be a tornado blowout, and maybe we just have to vacuum the floor mats.
Right.
Or we may have to just kind of spray the towel, give it a wipe down, cup holders. Finish
so pick those maintenance clients.
Those are the maintenance clients that are going to help you make money, that are going to have you save time. If you're having to scrub and pull out brushes and clean up spilled coffee every 2 weeks, every month, those are the ones that are going to cost you money. So this is why it's important to pick those clients. If we get a call from somebody who wants a detail, we get to the car, we get to the home, and the client's like, oh man, my car is just, it's a mess. I just needed it detailed. And we go inside the car and we're looking at the car. We're like, this is dirty to you? And it's clean? Those are the type you want on your maintenance. Those are the type that we offer our maintenance services to. We don't offer our maintenance services to anybody, really. Most people don't even know that we offer a maintenance service because we're so selective with all of our clients that we pick.
So my last question, I know you got other questions, but great segue. He says, what if a client starts rescheduling a lot to their maintenance appointments? You picked the wrong client.
Yes. All of these. This is just like everything else we try to teach you guys. A lot of these problems all stem from a root cause.
Yes.
And if you don't address that root cause at the very beginning, it's going to cause you problems throughout the entirety of your operation in all forms. So for instance, if you pick a terrible maintenance client, it's going to interfere with your other scheduling. It's going to mess with your money because you're getting underpaid for doing this ridiculous car. You're losing money when they reschedule on you because you have them locked into your schedule every month or every 2 weeks. So the opportunity cost when they call out, it's not always easy to pick up a same day appointment. We usually have people on alternate because we're booked out so long. So if we do have a cancellation, we have a backup plan for that. We put somebody as a first alternate. So we call them, hey, you're ready to go. This person couldn't make it, whatever. But these are things we've learned over time that just comes with the client itself. So if you pick a bad client, and there's times where we've picked bad clients where we're like, okay, yeah, this is going to work out. And sometimes it was because it was a referral from another client that was really good. or a family member. And we're like, we could take that on. Maybe we don't do out of town clients anymore.
Nope.
We don't do that. We do one or two, but those are for very close friends and family that we will do the maintenance out of town for. And we also, they're business owners as well. So we coordinate with them. They understand what's going on. But yeah, there's a lot of root problems that could come from the client. Picking the wrong client can cause you a lot of headaches. Things that you didn't inquire about beforehand and get the right information about, you're basically walking in blindly monthly. We've made this mistake in the past. That's why we screen every potential client that we have, especially for our maintenance service. Because a maintenance service is supposed to be fast, supposed to be quick. It's supposed to be technically just a wipe down in a car wash, like easy money, right? But what's happening is a lot of guys are not screening. They're not getting the right information they need. So it's taking them a bunch of time. They're not scheduling they're not building their schedule around it, and it's interfering with other money. There's ways to get both. Of course, you have to find that balance, which works for you. We're not just going to stick to maintenance. It's great, but it holds down a good percentage of our income, but it's not holding down all of our income. And we're for sure not going to let it interfere with some high dollar work. But at the same time, it needs to be respected because that brings in thousands of dollars per month.